I'm Matthew Slatz, I'm an artist, and I am running a new organization called PAWS, which stands for People, Art, and Urban Space Exchange. And the real goal of that project is to use art as a catalyst or an instigator for community development and community engagement. So we're bringing artists into the community to work with the community for next time. So I'm interested in bringing artists in who use food as their primary medium to work with the project.
My name is Erin. I'm a dietetic intern currently with Renown Cooperative Extensions, where I'm working with Christine doing surveys.
Good morning. My name is Elizabeth Zelaya. I work with Consumer Housing, and I am overseeing our Middle Main Revitalization Project, which is focusing on neighborhood revitalization and community development along Main Street in Poughkeepsie. And I've been involved in building bridges on the research team and design team since the beginning of the project.
Elizabeth, can you tell us about the Middle Main meeting tonight?
Yes, I'd like to invite everyone here to come to our monthly Middle Main meeting, which is tonight at 5:30 at the Public Safety Building. And our topic tonight is Reclaiming the Creek. We're looking at the Fallkill Creek, and we're going to have a couple of presentations. We have a group of architecture students from the City University of New York that are coming all the way up from Brooklyn with models and designs that they did for some vacant lots on Grove Street adjacent to the creek, and they're really conceptual ideas for a community center that could be built in Poughkeepsie. And then we're also going to have a presentation from Ryan Palmer, who's the Fallkill Watershed Coordinator with Clearwater, about some projects that they have going on right now. And then Matthew is also bringing an artist that's coming in via PAWS, that's doing an installation on a vacant lot on the corner of Rose and Main Street. 535 Main Street. So we have a lot of discussion about this very targeted section of Grove Street and Main Street and Poughkeepsie Creek. So everyone is invited to attend. I forgot to bring flowers, but 5:30 tonight, Public Safety Building, which is 505 Main Street.
Hi, my name is Corinne Wesco. I also work for Hudson River Housing. I'm the program manager of the River Haven component. So I work with runaway and homeless youth right around the corner. Oversee a transitional living program for 16 to 21-year-olds. I was interested in coming today because I see kids every day that don't have enough food, and it's just seemed to have increased over the past year.
Good morning. My name is Diane Ruffin, and I serve on the Nutrition Advisory Council Committee and the Advisory Council for the project. And I represent the faith-based community through Beulah Baptist Church, where our church is a summer nutrition site for kids.
Good morning. I'm Mary Solomon. I'm a City of Poughkeepsie Common Council member. I'm a member of the Poughkeepsie Farm Project, and I used to work for Dutchess Outreach for many years. So I've always been involved with food, and I'm interested in getting good nutrition.
Good morning, my name is John Morbito. I'm the planner for the City of Poughkeepsie. I'm interested to see how I can be of service in this project.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Lang from the United Way that now serves Dutchess and Orange counties. I'm here because our mission is to support positive change in people's lives, specifically healthy choices for people who live in the counties. I'm hoping to play a role as a linker, trying to bring needed parties to the table and brainstorm some ideas, and I think that's why I'm here. Thanks.
Good morning, I'm Dee Barrett, and last year I was a candidate for state senate, and one of the things, many things that I came away from that experience understanding was how important our agricultural economy is in this region, and how understood it is. And so my takeaway has been largely to work with youth and young farmers to start building those connections in as many different ways as possible. So I've become involved with the National Young Farmers Coalition. I'm working with a group based out of Red Hook now that's working in the school system to help young people become the messengers on healthy eating. And I became involved with both this and the Farmers Market Advisory Community Advisory Board through the Poughkeepsie Farm Project and anything else. I have a blog, Diner Dialogues. It's not coincidental. I happen to love the diners in the region, but I think that's the place that we all come to talk to our friends, and this is kind of a virtual diner that I've created. It's dinerdialogues.com. And I'm here to help in any way I possibly can.
Good morning. My name is Barbara Jackson, and I'm a county legislator, and I'm here to represent the county legislator. I am the liaison to this committee from the legislature.
Good morning. My name is Jim Heisey, and I'm here as a representative of the Culinary Institute of America. My role there is a project developer and working right now with some of the projects dealing with helping children and school lunch programs here in Dutchess County, and also have an affiliation with the Hudson River Healthcare. So I'm just exploring ways that I could possibly be of assistance.
Yeah, I'm Peter Leonard. I'm Director of Fieldwork at Vassar College. That's the student internships. And I'm also the chair of the board here at Children's Media Project.
Do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. I'm Maria Fiori, editor of La Voz magazine.
So I am super excited to have all of you here today, and excited for your interest and your commitment to this community. And I'm also very excited to introduce you to Jay Connor, who is, we're just grateful it worked out that his timing was here during our kickoff meeting. Jay Connor is an expert in successful community collaborations, which is what we're trying to do here, is to collaborate to make a big difference in our community. He's the founder and CEO of the Collaboratory for Community Solutions. He has extensive leadership experience in business, nonprofit, and public policy arenas, and has really learned through his experience that community leaders have to be comfortable at the intersection of those sectors to really be successful. So I'm not going to say more, but let him come up and speak to us for a short while before we launch into our dialogue.
Well, good morning. Good morning. I have one of the best jobs in the world, and part of that is I get to visit communities across North America. And so far this morning, Poughkeepsie is right at the top of the list of two categories. One is one of the coolest places that I've had a meeting in before. This is really cool. An old fire station, marvelous. And the other, and when I saw Susan was going to do this in terms of have you go around and introduce yourselves, more than 30 people, less than 10 minutes, that's the best I've ever seen. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. Susan saw me give a brief talk at the National Hunger Summit about 2 months ago. And the reason I was there was I was talking about a national collaboration that we've put together over the last 6 months between the USDA, the major national and countrywide nonprofits working in hunger relief, whether it's FRAC, Feeding America, SOS, plus 50 corporate foundations, and try to get them on the same space in terms of how are we not going to just simply alleviate some of the issues, but actually get to a point in this country where today we have 52 million who are food insecure to the point of not being hungry. And really challenge ourselves, not with doing good work, good people doing good work, but really getting to those good results. And how do we do that? And so part of the reason why I'm so excited about Susan's invitation to be here is because I think how we do that is have a community itself own that we become a community that nobody within our community is hungry. And what I want to share with you is talk to you a little bit about how that can take place and some of my experiences in that area. And then maybe when we get into the kind of open dialogue, I'll share with you, I think, close to a benchmark community, several counties on the border between Nebraska and Iowa around Omaha, Hunger-Free Heartland, that really have set out and put in place many of the things that we're going to be talking about. But first I want to just kind of back up a little bit and give a little bit more introduction about myself and a little bit more about some of the lessons that we learned. And the first thing is that my publisher always asked me to put a copy of the book. And the reason why I put the copy of the book there is really the question that we were asking at that time, about 10 years ago, is how do communities get to solutions? And the reason that question came about is I was working, I was actually helped found and start and lead for the beginning of its existence, and the organization is going very strong today. an organization in Southeast Michigan called Nonprofit Enterprises at Work, or the New Center. And the focus there was, how do we bring all of the capacity building, all of the strengthening to community organizations, to make them peak performing organizations, whether they're governmental departments, the corner clinic, nonprofits, schools within that area. And the New Center, as I said, is going on very strong to this very day with that mission, strengthening nonprofit community organizations. And we had, consulting services, we had back office services, we introduced web design services, consulting services, all the different kinds of silver bullets, if you will, if you could think about is what would make a community organization strong. Board building, workshops, the entire gamut. And after the first 3 years, we examined that work. We examined it in terms of what outcomes we were expecting to achieve, and then what outcomes each one of those organizations who came to us was hoping to achieve. And on those criterion, we hit the ball out of the park. We were truly, however you would look at it, building stronger community-based organizations. Unfortunately, I asked the next question. And the next question is that are those communities wherein which these organizations live and thrive, are they better off for now having stronger organizations? And we couldn't find any correlation. We couldn't find any correlation between building stronger organizations alone and getting to stronger outcomes within a community. And what that told us is strong organizations are necessary, but not sufficient to get to those transformative outcomes within our communities. So then we asked the next question. And the next question is that if building stronger community-based organizations alone can't get us to those outcomes, what can? And so I set on a journey visiting 75 communities in North America, Canada, as well as the US, with that simple question is, those communities that have been truly able to achieve transformative change, like Chattanooga, Tennessee, for example. 15 years ago, you had to drive in downtown Chattanooga at noon with your headlights on because the pollution was so bad. Now Chattanooga is a tourist mecca in the southeast. In other communities, in Calhoun County, Michigan, they had the highest teen pregnancy rate in the state of Michigan and in many years in the east of the Mississippi River in the US for over 20 years. And how were they able to almost totally roll back their teen pregnancy rate? In other communities is how do you get children that are from very high poverty, usually English is not their first language, so English language learners, how do you get them so that every single one of them walks out of that kindergarten door ready to read, able to read at the grade level requirement? So all of those different kinds of communities we investigated, and we found out what it took for those communities to get to those solutions. Not just doing good things, but getting good results. And so as I said, the publisher likes the first part of that slide, but really, to me, the second part of that slide captures our core lesson that we learned. In those communities that were able to get to transformative change, in some way, everybody knew what they were trying to accomplish. And the quote is from Francis Ford Coppola. They asked him, Coppola, before the time in this room, he wasn't just a winemaker. He actually made films. And he made The Godfather, he made Apocalypse Now. And they asked him, what's the difference between making a good movie and making a bad movie? And he said, when you make a good movie, everybody's making the same movie. And that truly is at the core of those communities that have made substantive change in their outcomes. And I think that's kind of at the promise here that we have within this opportunity here, this building bridges, is how do we get on that same page so that all of our work aligns to get to that outcome that we're seeking within our community. Getting on that same page, playing on the same team, those are lessons we've learned, almost our entire lives. Why is it so difficult within communities for us to do that? And what we found, Canada as well as the US, the basic way we organize our work in community makes it almost impossible to get on the same page, almost impossible to make the same movie, and many times not many of us even knowing what movie we're making.